Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, John, on Nosy Vlogs, and I just wanted, I just wanted to just make a little video and just kind of like talk about. I'm not going to go into massive specifics. I don't really go into political stuff if I can help it because it can be a very unwelcoming thing and get a lot of like backlash in the comments section, and I can't be asked with the drama to be honest. Um, but I just wanted to make this because, at the moment, we live in such a fractured world. And as somebody that suffers from mental health, and I have spoken about mental health a bit, and even though I am trying, obviously, like I've said before in previous videos, and I am trying to not think about things too deeply, not let too much get to me that's going on in the world. I tend to try and shy away from the news and media outlets, stuff like that, media and the papers. I tend to stay away from that stuff because, to be honest, I know the truth about the media and they spin a lot of stuff. I know I've got a good friend that works in, he's a journalist. I'm not going to say his name just in case he doesn't want me to mention it. But I do have a friend, a good friend of mine who is a journalist. And don't get me wrong, end of the day, each to their own. Everybody, end of the day, people that work in the media and that, when it comes to the news and reporters and journalists, they are people just doing a job. End of the day, and they've got to do it a certain way. I don't know how it all works really, but this video isn't a complete middle finger to anybody that works in media. Of course not, or the news, should I say, more than anything. But I know what it's. I know like the media, the news, and everything can really spin. What us English say, spin a yarn. Um, they know how to really kind of freak people out, and they know what's going to really cause discussion, and the like a polarizing 50-50 divide between people when it comes to the voting, when it comes to voting, when it comes to politics and stuff, and when it comes to certain things going on in the world. And it's very easy to, if you let what's been, and obviously I know there's stuff going on in the world that is indeed of course happening, and it needs to be spoken about. I completely agree. Excuse me. Stuff going on in America and other countries around the world, and I know it's happening, and I know it's important to talk about it and to get it out there to the people. That's the whole idea. But I just try to shy away from the news and all the negative stuff because I feel, for me, I know it sounds like there's a great term. There is a great term that is in a sorry uh I've forgotten the term now. Ignorance is bliss. That is what I was trying to say or think of. Ignorance is bliss. Yeah, I'm not completely ignorant to what's going on in the world. I do know what's happening to a degree, but I just simply try not to look into it as deeply and try not to let it overshadow what's going on. But sometimes it does seep through, and I've seen people have changed, and a lot of people are depressed, and a lot of people are really concerned about stuff going on. They might have a lot of personal things going on in their lives as well, which is all mixed in. And it can get a bit too much. And sometimes it's very hard to cut the ties of those feelings and what those thoughts. Um, I mean, I'm somebody that is trying to get to the more positive side of mental health, trying to feel more positive in myself, in my own skin, trying to feel more positive in my own skin, trying to feel more positive in life in general, trying to be much more optimistic and be, think about myself a little bit more than others. And that sounds very selfish, but sometimes you do need to be selfish in life in order to get the best out of your life because it is your life. Your life isn't ruled by other people. It, what path you wish to choose, what path you want to go down, what you want to do with your life, what you enjoy, what you like, whether it's movies, video games, D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, or if it's miniature painting or reading books or comic books or anything of that nature. If whatever, it doesn't have to be any of that. It could be cars, it could be mechanics, it could be engineering, it could be architecture, it could be history, anything to do with history, things like that. Whatever it is you personally enjoy, that is what you need to really kind of focus on. And that is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be more positive in my own skin and also trying to enjoy the company of people that I keep close to me, friends and family, as well as trying to not look back, not look, no, not trying to not look backwards and trying to look more forward. But the problem is, looking forward is just as bad as looking backwards at the moment. And it's one of those very strange feelings where looking forward and looking backwards is equally just as bad because of what's going on in the world, what's in the media, what's in the news, and also everybody just seem fractured. People just seem fractured. They don't seem themselves, and it's just a big, massive cesspool of emotions. And it's nothing. There's nothing wrong feeling this way, really. There's nothing wrong with feeling down about what's going on in the world because there is some awful stuff going on in the world, and very recently, that is being spoken about on the news and stuff. There has been some incredibly awful things going on, which, yeah, it's gonna, anybody that's got a heart, anybody that's got a good, sensible head on the shoulders, it is going to affect people. But yeah, I just feel trying to feel positive and trying to feel optimistic and just simply getting through life. I feel it's getting harder in a fractured world. I feel that is my mindset at the moment. It's getting harder. It's getting harder and harder. Like meeting somebody as well is part of that. Meeting somebody because everyone's so fractured and very distant from being social for whatever reason may be as to why people are a bit distant to it. And the social factor, people, the social side of things has changed as well, and it's getting harder to get yourself out there. It's making those connections. It's getting harder making those connections in order to meet somebody, because it's something. Meeting somebody isn't to be rushed, and I'm definitely not in any rush to meet anybody at the moment. I'm happy being single, but because of how things are so fractured, and when it comes to the social side of things as well, and everything going on, it's all kind of like tethered together because of the way the world at the moment, sociability, being social, everything's changing, and I don't like how things are going. I know people are going to comment. Am I going to get some comments saying you need to change with the times? Um, I mean, I'm somebody that is. Some people might see my mindset for. I'm only 36 years old. I'm an auntie's kid. All right, I'm an auntie's kid, and I'm only 36 years old, and I shouldn't be really talking about this sort of stuff at a young age. I should be kind of like a very positive, outgoing person that only talks about positive things and has his home, has his own home, has his life together, has his shit together, as it were, and you know, has a family. has, or not necessarily family, but has a significant other. And when you reach an age that I'm at now, that is kind of where people's focus is. And but that isn't for everybody. Not everybody are lucky to be with someone significant. No one is lucky enough to have a family of their own, kids or whatever. It's one of those things that comes with time. It's something not to be rushed, and it's something to. It's supposed to be organic. Meeting somebody is supposed to be organic. It's supposed to be natural. A natural process. You see somebody, they see you, and it's like a mutual spark. And unfortunately, we live in a world where those I mean, I'm probably overthinking things to a degree. Like I say, this is just how my mind is, and me thinking about things. Me thinking about things. It's just how I'm processing everything, because I am, like I say, I know this is going to sound really stupid, and people are going to laugh their heads off when I mention the word dyslexia. But dyslexia, I have to bring dyslexia into it because of why my mind works in a certain way, is because people that are dyslexic think differently to other people. The world looks different to people that are dyslexic. It is not just about learning side of it. There is actually there is different things that come into the world of dyslexia. It's not just learning difficulties, like understanding stuff, as in maths or English or spelling, grammar, punctuation, that kind of thing. It's not just about the learning side. It's genuinely about processing stuff. That could be anything. That could be processing grief. That could be processing any sort, because end of the day, everything that we interact with as a person, as a human beings interact with things, and that is information. That is processing information. No matter what it is, it could be driving your car, it could be going for a walk, it could be going on holiday, it could be anything. That is processing information, because humans are technically like an organic computer. The brain is like a CPU, and CPU and all that, and the memory and all that. It's just that's basically what you could say in layman, in a very shallow term. That is what a human is. We are processing information, no matter what it is. Everything we do on a day-to-day basis, we are processing information, whether it's something positive or negative or heartbreaking, whatever. It's information we are processing through our brain. And people that are dyslexic or neurodivergent, we process information differently, and that means we see the world differently as well, because we are processing it. We see things or notice things that other people probably wouldn't notice. So people that are not dyslexic, or don't, or people that are not neurodivergent, they won't really notice some of these things unless they are specially trained. If there's somebody that is specially trained in order to see the signs and the red flags, as it were, or the things that to notice with people that are neurodivergent or dyslexic or whatever, it's one of those things, is that you have to be somebody that is specially trained in order to see the signs. But people that are like myself, people that are neurodivergent, people that are dyslexic, we see the world differently. We process everything differently, and we just see things differently. And sometimes we can see the good in people. Other people might not see the good in that person, but we might. The negative side of things, people, we might shy away from things. Things like that. It's just, and also people that are neurodivergent, we are very attached to stuff we enjoy as well, which makes perfect sense to me, because that's me. I've tethered myself or connected myself to the things I enjoy, my friends and family, people I keep close to me, all that kind of jazz. And that is what keeps me going in this very fractured and very uncertain world that we are living in at the moment. And there we are, there's the video. Thank you very much for watching if you did. I hope you enjoyed where I was going with this, because like I say, this is just one of them videos where I just literally, it came to my head, pop the camera on and just go for it. Hopefully people will understand where I come from this, or with this video. I'm not making this video to cause a political backlash. I haven't mentioned any specific names or people in this video, so I can't be targeted for mentioning certain things. I have mentioned a certain country, but I haven't mentioned any names. But that doesn't matter. End of the day, people can literally fill in the blanks as they go, because people, a lot of people will know what I'm talking about with that. And when it comes to the media side, anybody out there that is watching this or watches this and gets a little bit upset about me talking about the media in a slightly negative way, I apologise, but that is just my personal opinion when it comes to the media, when it comes to the news. I don't agree with their approach sometimes when it comes to certain things, and especially when we was in lockdown, for instance, it caused people to panic buy, and people that genuinely needed it, like the elderly, the disabled, people that are, people that struggle with mental health and things like that, and are neurodivergent or on the spectrum, it caused a lot of unrest and a lot of problems for people that that couldn't get something as simple as toilet paper. And it caused people to be greedy, it caused people to panic, and we ended up in such a massive issue when it came to panic buying and all the other stuff that came with it over the lockdown period. And the news is a good thing, because obviously it's getting the news out there, but I just don't like sometimes how they go about it, because it just literally puts threat into people. It causes people to become totally insane and really, really concerned and really just out of it. It causes people to change, and in a very negative way sometimes. And that's the side of media and the news I don't like. That is basically what I was trying to say with that. But other people, not everybody's going to agree with what I said there, but that is my mindset when it comes to the news and the media. But anyway, so thank you. Take care of yourselves. Just remember, be yourself. Always be yourself. Whatever it is that you enjoy in life, continue to enjoy those things. Don't let anybody make you think otherwise. Keep looking forward, even though it looks very, very uncertain at the moment, but keep looking forward. Don't look back at what was. Always look forward. Think of yourself more. Make yourself happy. And try to be around people that genuinely love being in your company. And that is all we can do, is just support ourselves in that way. And I think we'll be okay, hopefully. Thank you. Bye-bye.